Yeah, all right. We're gonna be doing our intro, boys. So everybody over at YouTube, welcome. We're reacting to the most recent Dogpack video that came out about the MrBeast situation. So if you guys enjoy the content, don't forget to drop a like and sub. Here's our YouTube comment shout out. Let's go ahead and get into it, boys. Alrighty.
I'm hungry. I'll write jokes for food. I wish a philanthropist YouTuber would just give me 10K and not film it. Hey, the hell happened to you? Mr. Beast, that's what happened to me.
What we do here is go back.
I was gonna be somebody. I was gonna be the Carl took my job. Carl took my job.
What the fuck is this skit, bro? This is already starting off pretty well, man. Anything erratic on streams?
Content cop from Timu back at it again. So just before I get into my interrogation with former MrBeast employee Jake Weddle, a lot has happened since my last video. After posting it, I got hundreds of messages from former MrBeast employees, and I had them all like send proof of former employment. You know, just people showing their support or telling their stories of you know, fake videos or unsafe practices, you know, toxic workplace, stuff like that. I'm not really going to get into those claims because
he's providing
for one,
a lot
like,
more receipts.
most people want to stay anonymous, which I understand. And also, like, I think most of that stuff's just been covered with you know, the news coming out about Beast Games and everything. And also I have like more serious allegations that I want to start covering. Also, I heard from a very credible source that MrBeast has been sitting on a response to part 1 because he was worried if he posted it, I would instantly respond with part 2. You know, like this is Kids Bop, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Also, I know MrBeast's secret CEO has been practically like harassing my people on, you know, hey, what's in part 2? What does he know? So
yeah,
I would
man.
just
I mean,
tell
that's
you,
how it
James,
is,
what
bro.
will be
They're a
in part
giant ass
3,
company.
so you don't have to harass my people. It will be about serious
Multi-million dollar,
allegations of
billion
sexual
dollar,
misconduct
honestly, probably
in the
at this
company
point.
and your direct involvement in covering up those crimes. And I'll make sure to give you full credit and plaster your face all over the screen when we talk about that. So yeah, I've gotten dozens of messages from former MrBeast employees of very serious allegations.
This is YouTube's
so
cash
just want to
cow,
put a call
bro.
to action at the start of this
Something
video.
like
That,
this
you
were
know,
to, like,
if you have a story,
actually be
you can
true,
DM me. Just make sure you send
YouTube would lose
proof
so
of
much money
employment
because they'd have to
first,
like
'cause I
ban
get a
him or
lot of
something. Or
DMs.
I think it was monetization or something.
As much as I meme and joke around,
They probably still run ads on
I
his
take
page, though.
anonymity very seriously. So without explicit permission, I don't go public with anything. And obviously, if it goes to court, I would hope they would censor your information from the court documents. I don't know. Oh, and former contestants too. That's another thing I heard after posting my last video is during the 100 Boys versus Girls video, I have people corroborating the same story that the camera guy who gave the girls a drone was making some girls feel uncomfortable. You know, you trap these girls in a circle and make them sleep on rough turf and get them high on paint fumes, and then you try to them.
It's also a lot of,
Okay,
yeah, it's also a lot of weirdos.
That seems really dark.
No, it's not dark. You're misunderstanding me, bro.
I think I am.
Yeah, you are. Because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No,
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Some of these guys
Anyway,
just
so
have no game, bro.
That will be part 3. So, you know, MrBeast, do with that information what you will.
They have that
Chucky didn't want to respond to
sleep-deprived
those
phase, bro.
allegations. So anyway, my interview with Jake Weddle, I chose to interview him because I thought he was perfect because he was both on camera and behind the scenes in 2019 and 2020. And also, what people don't know is that he came back in 2021 to be the sole contestant of a MrBeast video, which never got uploaded because it went very badly. He also knows about another portable document format who was working at MrBeast while actually on
Apparently
the
went
registry.
really badly, huh?
And I'll get more into
He's
that
gonna be
story at the end of the
interviewing them, so
video.
we're gonna have to
So I got his
see
DM,
what's cracking.
drove straight to New York overnight, did not sleep, just drank a bunch of caffeine, and I also only had one microphone in the interview, which he's wearing. So it's mostly just him talking. Also, like, final thing, people said my last video started slow. This video also starts slow. It you know, it builds up over time, but I'll do the retention thing and say, the ending will blow your mind. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Jake Weddle, everybody.
I'm Jake Weddle. Most people who, if you know me from MrBeast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time. But I've been in some videos. I've worked on a lot of them. I was there from 2019 to 2020, 2021-ish when I came back and did some more. I was there when they were authentic, and then I saw the transition to what I feel like is a company. He's like a TV show now. It went from YouTuber guy with a camera to Amazon. The culture around
You know what this is, boys? This is called corporate greed, bro. Corporate greed. is what started all this shit, bro. You have to think about it, bro. They're a multi-million-dollar company, and like probably high multi-millionaire. But literally, like, you have to think about it from their POV. Everything needs to be like constantly improved, so they probably went way more corporate with like everything too.
There was very unspoken, but there was a vibe. There was half the people who, if you made Jimmy happy, you were on the good half, and these people got random bonuses and were usually moved up, had more screen time. And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy, or just you didn't like it, you know, you were the other half. And I consistently was in the half that Jimmy doesn't like me. That's fine. I don't like him either. It's okay. Oh, that feels so good to say. I don't like Jimmy. I hate you so much. He didn't want anyone to get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave and talk about me negatively. And I could tell that the yes men were, you know, doing well. And I was, you know, disgruntled for quite some time. So I've talked to reporters, right? Like publicly. And I've always had to choose my words very, very carefully because I don't want to say anything I don't stand behind, obviously. So I used to talk to people. I used to glaze Jimmy publicly for things I do genuinely think are true. But then it's like, well, how come you didn't talk about the working conditions? Well, I wanted a career. I didn't want to, you know, speak ill of YouTube's golden boy and then I'm blacklisted forever. I tell people I was talking to you, and they go, "Don't, what are you doing? You're going to kill your career." It's like, I have to or I'll be sad. If this is the moment, we're going to talk about it. So as far as that, that's my covering up of why we didn't talk about XYZ sooner, but now you know.
What would you say is the fakest video that you worked on while you were there?
Fakest video that I worked on while I was there. This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved in.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
I mean, Dogpack already
admitting
been
if I
sent
could
a couple
listen
of
to. I was a writer
assists,
there, and
so
we
he's
were
not
working on a
wrong.
video,
They're
crushing my
definitely like
friend's
gonna
car
try
with
to
a rock
blacklist
or
you in some type
meteor
of way.
or something. It was a rock or a meteor in the title of it. I can't remember, but he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think a rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no idea.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video. So Marcus is calling his mom. Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, "Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised." And then I hit send, and then they go, "Call your mom now." And I call my mom and I tell her,
What the hell?
Oh, she should have got the Oscar. Oh my God, on the fly. She goes,
sold it?
"What? I'm on vacation."
Mom, my car has been destroyed.
Wait, what?
A meteor hit it.
Jacob, I'm on vacation. Do you understand?
Yeah, I did that video.
Bro.
They were supposed to give me $10K to put a down payment.
W mom though,
on
bro.
a,
W
new
mom
car.
for
And
selling
they
the
wanted me to get a
fucking
big,
selling the
flashy
bread.
new car. 10K
We're not
was
selling the
supposed
bread,
to be
but
down. And
you know,
I can't
getting the
afford
video
a big
content.
flashy new car because I work at MrBeast. So I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the taxes on. I couldn't get anything.
See,
I
my
couldn't
mom
afford
would
the
have
insurance
done that though.
on. So I do my part of the video, and I
She's
get a
too
mom
real, bro.
van
And I
that
respect
I
that.
could afford. And Jimmy was like, "Why didn't you get a cooler car?" I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on, what are you talking about? If I was working on a TV show in the 90s, on a show that was a quarter as successful, I could retire today. But now I make dog shit pay, making gajillionaires more money. And I just walked into the writer's room, and that's one of the reasons why I left, was because I just walked in there and asked for not necessarily a gajillion dollars, but maybe a salary that was more proportional to the work I was doing, given how much revenue that work was doing. And then, you know, I talked about that, and I talked about the Writers Guild and how this is what Writers Guild industry standard is for the streaming internet content with ads. I thought that was the closest thing to YouTube, and I didn't even bring up residuals, because oh my God, if I got residuals for every video I worked on, boy howdy, I could retire. But yeah, the other thing I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy. He had a kid.
They're corporate though, bro.
And,
a lot
I
of
got
that
paid
money's
more than
going up
him,
to
and I thought that
higher
was
ups.
wild because he was
It's not
older
really
than me,
touching
had a
down on
child.
lower people. That's why
We're
they're
doing the
salary.
exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy. Why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up, and one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the B stuff shook out was
Which is you, friend?
I feel really guilty about the way this like shook out. Yeah, I was talking to this other writer, like it's fucked up, you know, that's how the pay is, and I want you to get paid more, you know, because you deserve to get paid more. You know, I don't have a kid. And he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just, I like my job. I like, you know, because when you grow up with, you know, nothing, not to say that he did, but I know I did, you know. You get a little something, you don't want to lose it. So he didn't want to rock the boat. But he said, hey man, that's how you feel, you know, like if that's like, I trust you. He stood with me. He went to that meeting with me. And I said my piece, and he backed me up. I said, I need XYZ or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, man.
Me, I was over the moon. I was like, you're going to give me a
Quick sidebar,
check,
boys.
and
If this is all true, fuck MrBeast, dog.
I get to leave. You know, I don't get to deal with the.
If it's true,
Yeah.
this is all allegations.
How many Orbeez
Obviously.
can I fit up my asshole every day? You know, and I get to go home, and you're gonna pay me to leave. I was over the moon, and he was devastated. He did not want. I said he just wanted to be in the room, you know. And I really regret that. But you know, me and him are really still tight. We're still good friends.
Is he doing good?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's a good guy. I love that guy. He's doing good. Yeah.
So maybe you just feel better?
Damn.
Honestly, best thing I could have done for him. Now that he's very, very far removed from all this crazy shit, I guess.
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal. And I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy? But I've always thought,
The
if you're going to do
philanthropy
something
channel,
nice
the
for
entire
somebody,
fucking philanthropy
and you
channel?
stick a camera in their face while you do it,
This is crazy.
you didn't do a nice thing for somebody. You gained something. There was a homeless guy on the street, and you saw an opportunity for yourself and your image, and you gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated from that video is way more than what you gave.
This is crazy, man.
I think when he's generous on camera, it's the least authentic thing in the world. There's an element of, you know, oh, hey, you're crying. That's so good for camera. You know, I'm so glad he's. If you're crying because
If this
you're
is
so
all
thankful
true, this
that
is
you got
wild,
XYZ,
bro. MrBeast is
and then you go,
dunzo.
oh, I'm so glad he needed it.
If he
that
puts out
bad
an
so I could come
apology
in
for
and,
this
can you
video,
cry
specifically
more?
this interview,
Oh, it's so
he's
good for
screwed.
the camera. If you could, it made me uncomfortable that I was
He can't
working there.
apologize, bro. He's got to get like a
And
corporate response, otherwise he's
I didn't
screwed.
like it, and I vocalized it sometimes, and
This
I
will
think
be like
that's
the
why
beginning of the
I
end, at
wasn't
least.
on camera as much as they said I was going to be. I was told at one point that I was going to be like fourth banana, you know, it was going to be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, you know, and then that never happened. I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ, and then I got the severance checks, so, you know, whatever, all that regard.
So after your severance checks, how was your relationship with the company? I know you appeared in videos after that, right?
Right, so in videos where I was appearing in later, that's why you keep nice publicly. If you're nice in public, hey, Jake was nice in public, let's have him back for something. You know, yeah, sure. So I was hoping they call back, you know? And I appeared in some videos after I left. I think one of them was 3 days in a maximum security prison. If I did do mini challenges in that, I got paid. I was, you know, clocked in with a rate, and I would get paid and compensated for those. But there was one video I was in. I got paid a lot for it, but it didn't come out. It didn't come out because it didn't go well. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the like surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving solitary for whatever. It was like one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And
Yeah.
people don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me.
Look, bro. Some of this shit that they be doing to MrBeast, you're not even allowed to do in the fucking Geneva Convention, bro. Like, you can't even do this in war.
And it
And
didn't
bro's
go well.
like, just being like, you know what? It's for cash, so it's fine, right? It's fucking crazy.
I was already planning on moving to New York, and I had worked at a couple.
Not
of
only
YouTube
that, but
companies
people are
after
gonna
Beast.
say, "Wah,
And I
you
had a
got
little bit of change
paid."
in my pocket,
Like,
the
bro,
most
there
change
is
I
no
had in
amount
my
of money
pocket ever,
that can
Small
fix your
potatoes,
mental damage, bro,
compared to Beast bullshit,
that you
but,
got
you
from
know, I
that
thought I
shit.
had enough to move to New York or whatever.
Being locked
And,
in a room
I
all
got a
day,
call
every single
of
day,
somebody
bro,
over
that
there.
shit takes a toll on you,
And they
bro.
go, hey, they want you for a video.
Big time.
I
You're
was like,
supposed to. We're
amazing,
humans.
great,
Remember,
cool,
for
thank
social
God.
interaction. It's fucking crazy, bro.
What's the video? And they tell me the pitch. And they try to make the pitch sound like it's gonna be like a walk in the park. The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement. But don't worry, like you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's gonna be like a luxury vacation. You're gonna have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine, and like part of the video is gonna be you deciding like what items am I gonna get rid of, you know, today, and it's like the choice. They were like, it's only gonna be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first. It's gonna be like a breeze for most of it, and by the end of it, after 30 days, you're gonna get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. And I don't know, man. I grew up poor in North Carolina. I said, excuse me? I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face.
$300,000.
You're gonna be locked in this room, and we gotta make sure you're
Fuck
on
it.
all the time.
I already do this every day at home, bro.
And you're perfect for
Sign
this
me up.
because you never shut the fuck
I'll
up.
stay 30 days. Just give me my setup, bro. I'll stream.
On paper, I was like, okay,
I'll stream and make content from the room, bro.
They always cut me out of
All
the
I gotta
videos.
do is
They
sit in there,
always-
bro.
And I was, editors have told me that it's because you have
The only thing
too
is,
much
I heard they don't turn the
personality.
lights
And
off,
So with this video, I thought,
I can't do all that.
this is perfect. It's a video they can't cut me out of. I'm the guy. And so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that. That I held my tongue and I swallowed my pride and I tried to do one last ride. And I get there. And at first it's fine. And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, you know? Which that's probably not good, you know, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on visual. It looks good on camera. You know, it's movie magic bullshit.
You're
It was a
supposed to,
terrible
like,
facility.
air
I mean,
that
it was
shit
in all
out,
the
bro.
studios.
That's why they do it like weeks in advance when you move
get
into
like a
an
separate
apartment, bro.
tank for,
You're
septic
supposed
stuff.
to air the place out at least for a couple
Yeah,
days.
there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was
Maybe
an ice
even
cream
at
machine.
least 2 days. At least 2.
Like things were cool and funny on paper, but when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. You know, there's not a hot water mechanism, so the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you're taking like a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7
Bro, that's
on
prison.
me, and the ice cream
Fuck
machine. Let's talk about
that.
that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes.
That is straight prison.
And off, reeking of smelly dairy mildew. Like, so I got to choose
Hell
which
no.
sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. So the little things started to build up. You know, there was like the bug thing wasn't like terrible, but it was a factor. And like at first it was fine, you know, and you're playing it up like, because you know it's a video. And
Bro,
we got
fucking
to a
hot
point
tub
where,
with
like,
no
they
filtration
weren't
system.
turning
That's
the lights off.
unsanitary.
You know, I asked them, I said, can we like have like nighttime hours? You know? And they said no, because it would fuck up the time-lapse shots. The time-lapse of what? Me sleeping? Or me not sleeping? Yeah, I saw in other videos they did like,
Bro, don't they have the
XYZ
technology to
hours
do
of
like
sunlight. Oh, great!
night vision?
Want to know how they figured that one out?
They really can't do
I
night
didn't
vision
have
at
it.
all?
You know, one of the things was you had to take away your
Damn, bro.
clock, so you didn't know what
With all the
time it
money
was.
they make, bro,
And they
you
got
would
no
think they'd
access
be able
the
to
sun,
afford a
they got
better
no access
production
to the clock. I don't
to
know,
like better the environment for these people.
The lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep.
It's
And
crazy,
I
man.
have insomnia problems now, but they might have started there. I had good people looking out
Hell
for me.
yeah, bro. When you sleep like that, you do get insomnia and stuff
I
like
had a
that.
lot of good people looking out for me saying, this we gotta stop. So I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
Bro,
So,
for 30
you know,
days
they're
with the
giving
lights
me,
on, bro, that fucks you up.
melatonin. You know, it's not helping. You know, and then Jimmy would come in like every other day for like an hour, you know, to check in on me because he's doing other stuff. You know, I'm just the guy in the cage over here. He'll come back to me in a minute. And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note for the director over the phone. That would really piss me off. This is a note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans? You know how hard it was to do a take of that
Wow, brother.
and pretend to make it genuine?
Yeah, can you say into the camera that we just saved you from your shitty life? Bro, that is crazy. If this is true, MrBeast is fucked.
I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage.
I'm about to unsub. If this is
Jimmy's
true,
the guy with
obviously.
the money, and if you do what he says,
I need
if
more
you do what you
time.
want,
I need
you
to
know,
see
you want student
official
loans paid
things
off,
coming
you
out,
be in
bro.
this cage. And you have power over people. When one person doesn't have resources and the other one does, and they hold it over your head, and you go, of course, yeah, I agreed to it. I needed it, of course. And just something about like having the cameras on me all the time. Like I was not having a good time, but we were filming a video, so I was trying my best to be funny. You know, I'm a dark comic.
You can
Yeah,
only do
I
so
got
much,
things
bro.
about me.
You really
I
can
had
only
a
do
very
so
traumatic
much.
life.
Especially in these situations.
I have my dad is in jail for sexual assault of a minor. You know, so this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I don't fuck around with this shit. Yeah, I have jokes about that in my act. You know, I joke about it because that's what you do in a traumatic experience. You know, abusive relationships. I get out of it. The first thing I do is I do a typewrite about it. You know, so I'm in this
That's like
situation
that,
where my
quality,
mental
like,
health
keeps
is not
dipping,
good.
bro.
My physical health is getting worse. But we're filming, so I'm doing bits. I'm talking to the camera. And I'm being, you know, like, hey, it's been a couple days. I'm not doing so hot, you know, which if I'm filming a video, that's what I should be doing for the camera.
But the quality was going so shit for a second.
It was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one? You know, if we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time lapse footage for 10 seconds?
Yeah, man.
Did you try to get out?
Yes! I was starting to calculate, I don't know if I could do 30. How much can I, well, how can I manage to get out of here sooner and still have a video and still have some cash and get the plug, man. I did. Since we're doing time-lapse shots and since they insisted on time-lapse shots, I said, all right, we're gonna do time-lapse shots bet. I put my YouTube on with the whiteboard they gave me. And I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead and scrub that footage. You know, you got that whiteboard. Oh no, either that goes in or this footage is unusable. And then, you know, James Warren came in and erased it. You know, fucking, you know, don't put that. Don't. Hey, we can torture him. Don't you dare let him get a plug in there. You know. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man.
Like we were playing up the joke. You know, it's like I'm the boy in the cage. You know, whatever. Like I'll play into a joke. Whatever, it's fine. It's just something weird about when Jimmy jokes. I have jokes about my dad. Because I love jokes with my dad. I'll joke with my dad all the time. That guy's a piece of shit. I hate my dad. But I have friends that make fun of my dad. That's fine, because I know their intent. I know where they're coming from. When Jimmy joked with my dad, and I said that to seem weird. I don't like it. We were doing that, one of those hide and seek videos. Again, you know, at the time, they were a lot realer. So I got caught. And when you get caught, you know, you go to the place where you get caught. And I don't know if there's footage of this. I don't know if, you know, I definitely didn't make the final cut. But he says to me, all right, you're going to jail, you know, like your dad. And like, it's a joke.
Oh, man.
But when
Bro.
my friends do it, it's fine. And Jimmy just wasn't my friend. He was my boss. And that wasn't cool.
Yeah,
And so now, I'm locked in a cage at his whim. And I have to do things to get the cash I need to live. And I got these cameras on me all the time. And I was unwell. I had editors coming up to me saying, "You good, bud?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? You're clearly unwell." And he goes, "Well, because the footage you're sending in is haunting. Because I'm trying to be funny, but I am mentally decaying, so I'm doing bits." Someone said there is a horror cut of a video in this. And I'm saying, like, who's watching this? Like, who wants to see this? What is fun about this, the video?
Yeah, bro.
And so the thing that made me want to, I got to get out. I can't do another day in a year. Jimmy comes in and I'm asleep. I don't know what time it is. I don't know, it's like 2 or 3 or whatever. He's like, "Why is he sleeping?" "I don't know, because I can't sleep." And he comes in, he wakes me up. And he goes, "Ask me why I have 2 briefcases." And I'm like, why do you have 2 briefcases? And he goes, "Oh, because this one's for today, you know, and this one's for the challenge." And I go, "What's the challenge today?" He goes, You're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do the 22.6K, whatever it is. And you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there. The first challenge I did was a Rubik's Cube, and I'm dyslexic. I'm dumb. I don't know how to do a Rubik's Cube. So your first challenge, Rubik's Cube. I was like, "Oh, I don't want to do it." I was like, "On camera, I don't want to do it." He goes, "Just do it for the thing." My kid, yeah. Like there was an element of, oh, Jake will do what we want because he's in house. You know, that's one of the reasons why they got me. Jake's he's an inside guy, so he'll do whatever. We can push him a little extra hard because we know he's good. I couldn't say no to the treadmill thing. Yeah. So I people who run marathons train forever, and it's still hard. Again, Ryder. Do I look like I run? I don't run. You know,
No,
let alone
man.
a marathon.
They should have made him like run like a couple laps and time lapsed it for like the video, since he faked his videos anyways, bro.
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice, or?
Based on the Rubik's Cube thing and based on all the other stuff, like there was so much pressure to just do it, just do the thing, you know?
Yeah, he didn't ask to say no, but it's very obviously implied that he
that's the whole
would have
video.
been
I guess
screwed.
the budget's, so much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. And so I wanted to be a good sport, and I wanted to get the boost, and I wanted the cash, and so I started running at 12. I was able to take some breaks, and I asked him, "How long do I have?" He goes, "Until I get back." And I'm running until 3 a.m. And I got off the treadmill. Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just the lactic acid.
Fuck, man.
I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came into like
This is hard to watch, boys.
Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. And that's when I get psych in, and I talk to the psych about how I'm not well. And like I said, there was a lot of good people over there that was saying, "You got to pull him out." Yeah, I had friends that did some freelance work, and they would tell me, they'd be like, "Yeah, everyone knows you over there. Everybody loves you." They go, "Oh, Jake Weddle, love that guy. Shame what happened to him."
Yeah,
like I'm a ghost. And I asked them, I said, "How much longer are you guys going to keep me in here?" And the guy goes, "Realistically, like at least 7 more days?" No. And they didn't let me leave right away either. They wanted to make sure, everything was fine. So I just, slept for a while. They turned the lights off. And they brought in all my friends, to make it.
Damn, man.
They brought in all the people I liked.
Those are like real ass
And
tears,
Jimmy.
brother.
Then everybody was around me making sure
The
I was
way
good,
he's
making sure I was
talking,
okay.
the way like he's like fidgeting, he's messing around, like,
But
bro,
Jimmy
you can
has,
literally tell that he's like kind of just breaking down, bro.
He was sitting in the chair, turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God, everyone was looking at me, and he was like Lex Luthor over there. He turns around, he stands up. He does the exact same thing when he's pretending to have a human connection. You know when you're watching a video and he's like, "Oh, stop! You're gonna make me cry." and he like touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just. I didn't have to pretend to do that shit. She says, you know, as if rehearsed by his lawyers. Yeah, you know, your mental health's the most important thing. You know, just want to make sure you're okay. And the last thing we want you to do is. I can almost hear the word Sue come out of his mouth. The S. He just stopped right before I got out. I did not get the 300K. What I got. He goes, think of it this way. At least you get to keep what you earned. You know, you were in there for XYZ days. You did XYZ challenges, so you got, you know, 100,000 some change, you know, give or take. You know how much money I spent in taxes in 2021? I spent $44,000 in taxes alone. And now I spent all that money on doing stand-up. I bought plane tickets to go do comedy festivals. You know, my family back home, I gave them a bunch of stuff that they needed. And haven't been back on a Beast set in any official capacity or unofficial capacity since then. And then they did the video with somebody else, and they worked out the kinks. And then I'd still gotten some hot water, and I knew it would. And I've wanted to say a lot of this for a long, long, long time. And
Bro, this is just crazy. I'm sorry, but I'm trying my best to react, but this, like, it's hard to react.
I had to get that out there.
This is hard to
So I
watch.
just want to hop in here and show some text that Jake sent me after this interview. This is July 29, 2021, a few days after he got out of solitary. How are you feeling after a few days? Better. I still couldn't sleep, even a few days out, but I almost have my sleep cycle back on track. My legs and joints are good, but the blisters on my feet still hurt to walk on. Medical advice I got was not to lance them and just let them go away with time. I'm mentally still in an uneasy place, but I've gotten back on better help. My therapist is a little concerned, but we are working on things. Reminder, this is not supposed to be a traumatic life event. This is supposed to be a MrBeast video. Hey Jake, hope you're doing okay. Meg and I just wanted to check in on you. Hey, I'm good and I appreciate that. I'm not exactly 100%. I feel like mentally I'm still recovering a bit, but back in therapy and my therapist is concerned.
This is
Haha,
permanent
well, my legs and
mental
joints feel better.
damage.
Like I can walk.
He
but my
should
feet are still
sue.
covered on
This
those
is permanent
blisters, and those
damage
hurt to walk on. But
to
I
your
was
brain.
told the best thing to do
You
is
can't
stay off
undo
my
that
feet and let
shit.
them
It is a
heal.
chemical
I didn't
reaction in your
rally with
brain.
my family. Also,
The physical
it'll be
shit
like
will
a
go
month
away,
before
yeah.
I get the money,
But
and they
mentally,
aren't giving me
he's
all the
screwed
money.
for the rest of
They're
his
giving
life.
me what I won up to that point in the game, which was also a
Oh my
slap in the
God,
face.
bro,
But hey,
this is
I'm out.
ridiculous.
I'm alive. Therapist who knows and cares about you. The whole thing was so fucked, and honestly, fuck them for not giving you the money. Meg and I are wishing you the best with your recovery, and please feel free to reach out if you need anyone to talk to or need a place to crash in New York. Hope you're doing well, man. That video you uploaded is money. So good. I appreciate. I'm doing better physically. Mentally, I'm still kind of in a place. I still can't sleep. I've slept 5 hours in the past 3 days, marathon included. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lots of thinking, too much, one might say. Hope they're taking care of you where they can. I mean, I was kind of shocked they didn't pay me for the full 25, 30 days. They paid me what I made up to that point. Like, even when we have to pull the plug for my mental health, the mechanism of the game is still at play. I'm just happy to be out. I still can't walk well, but it hurts less. And like, I'm not famous enough to burn a bridge. So at the end of the day, I'm still Jimmy's bitch. Like if I was Carl and he did that to me, I'd ruin him. And they want to do it again. That could be your leverage. If the guy breaks down also, 2 is better than 1. Yeah, right. I told them everything they did to me that they can't do again in order to make sure the other person doesn't break down as fast. But like the way the video is meant to function is the problem. It's a bad idea, full stop. It sounds clickbaity, sounds right up Jimmy's alley, but it's morally unethical like on every level. Off-camera breaks, lights off at night, visitation, take the marathon out. Marathon is a video in itself. You can't expect someone to exert themselves like that for 45 seconds of content. The challenges really made it feel dehumanizing, felt like a parody of MrBeast. I felt like the homeless guy they could exploit. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. Part of me wants the footage burned, and part of me thinks that there's a great horror cut in there. LMAO, he was so fake when he came in and
welcome
said
to
he cared about
corporate
my
greed,
mental
boys.
health. They must have programmed the care about mental health updates. He said, we also don't want you to, And I swear to our Lord and Savior, he stopped himself from saying sue. Also, as far as like, he could have said no, he could have left at any time. I want to show this segment from an internal document at MrBeast called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No does not mean no. Already insane, because it's sort of, it seems.
Whoa. Wait a fucking second. No does not mean no. Does he say that to the women he talks to too?
Seems to be co-opting the popular anti-rape slogan.
Let's hear what they got to say about this shit.
Which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon. It reads, when dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you can call the local Dollar Tree, and the person that answers says, no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if they are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of many tools that when combined dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here. So yeah, this idea of like pushing through no's is a big component to working at MrBeast. And the way that it manifests itself a lot of the time is like a director might tell a producer, hey, we need access to 30 acres of farmland by Tuesday or we lose $500,000. Now, if you're the producer, you obviously know that means get it done or you lose your job. So what can happen is like a producer's calling up farmers saying, hey, I need to use your land. And the farmer might be like, okay, but you know, I have animals, you can't be making really loud noises, no pyrotechnics, and you got to clean everything up. So the producer's sort of incentivized to lie and say, or maybe the producer doesn't even actually know the total contents of the video, right? Things changed last second. So
like, oh, we turned into a firework explosion
video. They're financially incentivized to be manipulative and sort of, they're put in positions where it's like, oh, it's either the producer's job or a civilian's job, like where it talks about, hey, maybe the manager would be willing to bend the rules. Well, you shouldn't really be pressuring civilians to bend the rules that could get them fired, you know? I'll show you a real life example. This is unused evidence from part 1. I had seen this Reddit post titled MrBeast leaving trash behind and debris at film site in Aden, North Carolina. Apparently he left a large boat in a pond as well as debris around the film site in the bottom of the pond weeks and weeks after the agreed time frame. This actually rendered it unsafe for campers and almost delayed the camp's opening date multiple times due to not being able to get in contact with MrBeast to get the stuff cleaned up out of the area. So I actually know that this is from a MrBeast video called Protect the Yacht.
He has way too many channels making way too much money to be ignoring shit like that, bro.
Says,
wondering, yes, we did ensure the lake was completely cleaned up after this video. For the love of God, subscribe so we can pass T-Series.
Yeah, so he says at the end of the video that they made sure it was cleaned up. I was actually on site for part of this production. I was at this camp. So I decided to send an email out to the camp, basically saying, hey, I heard these rumors. I'm investigating similar incidents. And the camp responded, actually not denying the claims, going on to say, I am sure that there are no perfect film productions, just as there are no perfect people. I am grateful for the opportunity that we had to host the production crew, and because grace, or forgiveness, has been offered to me so freely, I will choose to offer the same. So clearly alluding to the fact that there was a wrongdoing by MrBeast production team. And that's like sort of the thing is, if you're around Greenville, you know these stories of people working with MrBeast and it being extremely unprofessional, them not doing what they say, but they sort of get by a lot on their
Bro, can I just say this video is very well done?
I mean, this camp offered to host them completely
I can never
for
do
free.
this amount of editing.
And I guarantee, like, if you went to the lake at the camp and you went magnet fishing, like, you'd find all sorts of debris that's still there too.
Very little editing involved.
They didn't clean it all up. So in the case of Jake Weddle, like, I'm sure that there were producers who were in a position of, hey, if Jake gets out early, we don't have a video and your job is at risk. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure on top of like him being delirious from not sleeping and everything to just.
Bro, that interview was hard as hell to watch, bro. It was like 25 minutes of a man like actually
against the Geneva Convention on torture because he wasn't technically a prisoner. Like he could have left at any time, but because of the extreme pressure to stay in, it's not really a reasonable expectation that he could have just, you know, walked out.
Because of the implication.
I think Jimmy is a awkward kid who maybe, had it a little rough growing up. I can't speak on that, but I do have empathy for it. because I had it rough growing up, and I think when you're hyper fixated on something, like I love stand-up, he loves YouTube, everyone fixates on a thing, I think he just wanted to be the best YouTuber so bad, and because the industry's metrics, rewarded some not great behavior, if you're just going on autopilot based on what the numbers say, you can do some things that maybe aren't good, but reap reward. And I think Jimmy just did what the industry and maybe what the system that we have set up demanded.
This is the other thing. If I ever blow up, my channel goes crazy, bro. We cannot go the corporate route, bro. I don't care. If we ever get a team, it's got to be like me and like 10 other people, bro. I can't do this whole company thing, because so many things can get lost in translation. So many people can be corrupt in the company itself. They can ruin the image of it. If it's one person in a 10-person crew, we take them out, we get the next person in. It's very much like, and it's not even like this for like if they're burnt out or something. If they're burnt out, they're burnt out. They can choose to leave. I'm not gonna fucking exploit them and fucking extort them into fucking staying. I'm gonna be like, well, you know what? Here's your fucking severance check. I understand that, you need to step away. Maybe in the future, if there is still a position for you, you can come back. Or even if it's like a short time of leave that they just need, where they're just like, hey, I need like a couple months. We'll find somebody to replace you temporarily. I'm sure somebody would love to at least have a temporary job here. And then, then we can work something out in the long run, bro. But this is just crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy work.
And he didn't care who got hurt. And I think Jimmy surrounded himself with really, really not so great people, and those people were the ones making the decisions. And I want to say, really important,
There
are so many good people that work at MrBeast who
he talks the rest of the time, bro.
Damn good at their jobs. Like,
wow, man.
When Jimmy comes in and asks for something impossible, it's these people's jobs to do it. And they shouldn't be able to make it happen, and they do.
You can tell he has sleeping problems, bro.
I don't think people wanted to talk about
you
stuff.
can see it in his eyes, bro. I've seen people who have like sleeping problems, bro.
But I don't want my friends
and they got the permanent eye bags, bro. 1000%.
I don't want anyone's reputation to be fucked. But let's just go back to my dad for a second, if I may. My dad was like a swim coach, neighborhood swim team. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. Behind closed doors, he's a real piece of shit. And so when stuff starts hitting the fan, what? Him? No. Surely. And then everyone thought my mom was the bitch, for not But then the news broke, that he did what he did to one of the students of the team. And it's like when that comes out, you're not surprised, You just go. When I saw my dad in the news, I said, "Oh, you idiots!" Like I was like, "No," I was, "Oh, dumbass, god damn it!" But I wasn't surprised, and it was just consequences happening to somebody who was really good at avoiding them for a long time. And
well, good thing his fucking dad was caught.
Loves
fuck that motherfucker,
Jimmy, and behind closed doors, he is not super great, and that image is cultivated purposefully and intentionally.
And you never see that. You never see that, bro. Because I mean, I watched MrBeast videos for the longest time. I thought he was a really cool guy.
It's YouTube.
But yeah, man, this is just.
Okay, so I guess just one final question. On a serious note, obviously the Ava Chris Tyson drama, and that's a known issue of traditional media. Did you witness or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
It's crazy. I probably hung out with Ava the most out of the main cast, just because I was on Beast Hacks, now Beast Reacts. I don't know if it's still out. That was a lot of fun because it was just being silly and goofy in front of the camera. And Ava was the only person who was willing to film. Everybody else was too busy or didn't want to, and I was just trying to do my job. Sometimes there'd be like an offhanded joke that's a little gross. I mean, I'm a stand-up, so I'm very desensitized to that. I didn't hear anything that was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like when I saw, the reason I messaged you instead of talking to reporters sweetly like I have been was when I saw the Discord stuff because when I got there, it was like 2019. So I guess if the timelines add up, that would have been like handled, for lack of a better term. And then they started bringing more people on. You know, maybe they thought they had that under the rug. You know, all right, we handled that. Now let's bring in some writers. You know, and when I saw it, all that stuff started.
That Discord is a fucking cesspit of shit.
The potentiality.
I didn't even rat that on the channel, but bro,
you know, I know this has been
that's just crazy.
fast,
Even Chris Tyson had the largest downfall ever, bro.
Just the potential that Jimmy could have been in those Discord chats.
He could have stepped in and
or
said
even
something.
the potential that he participated in those Discord chats.
Right. Yep. 1000%, bro.
Shit he did to me.
100% agree with this guy, bro.
If you're gonna make fun of my dad,
he's just enabling that shit.
I don't care what happens to me and my career and reputation after this. I had to say some stuff. So whatever happens at this point.
Outside of Chris Tyson, did you really see or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff that if it could be investigated, that'd be great. There's like water cooler talk, but I've heard things. Yes, of course. I heard, people have been let go for sexually assaulting some very young people. The idea that Jimmy didn't know, or that Jimmy he was in the Discord, covering stuff up.
He definitely
knew.
To come out.
He's very careful about his image. The tangible proof that he knew but covered it up. How do you prove that? Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender, on the registry and everything, who worked there.
Hello?
And you can,
editing mistake.
Someone pees in public. You're on the registry. You get it. You can still have a job after you're on the. That's one thing. You go to prison, you get rehabilitated. That's one thing. If you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be rehabilitation in this country. But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny. From what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that.
Damn.
He's working at a channel that
1 to 11. I don't know why they never say the age, bro.
To underage people.
Just say the age. That way we know.
And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started.
Ooh.
And that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender? And that your face can be looked up on a thing? How much more can you?
There's no way that they're so corporate
a sex offender
that they did not know.
Do I have to
how everything was, bro?
I don't know why they let
no background check, no nothing, bro.
Rumors back and forth, so I don't know why.
It's crazy, man.
He did leave at one point. Even if that guy didn't do anything, they still knew about it, and he was still around. And what if he's one of the people in the Discord servers? What if he's not? I don't know. But when I was there, they called him Delaware. It's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently, they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Colloquially? Yeah, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why. The fuck?
Did Jimmy know about it?
The likelihood that he didn't know is astronomically low.
Okay, so finally I have a recorded phone conversation. The person on the other end of this line is a different former MrBeast employee talking about Delaware.
Gotta listen to this.
Also, apparently before this phone conversation got recorded, the person on the other end of the line said that the MrBeast team was actually trying to expunge Delaware's record off the registry, and that's what actually sparked this person to start recording.
There is a hashtag, dude. Be honest with you, there's a hashtag. us anymore. Because they're scared of Jimmy. And if you really don't do
That's
anything
crazy,
in
bro.
behalf of damage, it's testimonials from people you have to move very quickly because those people are going to go back. Is how I feel.
Okay, so Reed is MrBeast's former manager who was in the last video telling Jimmy, hey, don't promote gambling to children. So, I think Reed's taken 2 W's this month. Don't promote gambling to children and don't have offenders on payroll. Also, just from where I'm sitting, it seems
Probably
extremely
shouldn't.
unlikely
Probably
that
should do
Jimmy
some more
wouldn't know.
background
But I
checks.
know that's
Maybe just a
I'm sure that's the
suggestion
defense
there.
he'll go with. So I'll just say preemptively, if somehow Jimmy didn't know about Delaware, I think it's still such an extreme level of negligence. Like, what, you're not doing background checks. You're not. Everyone at your company knows, but somehow you don't know.
No background
I think
checks
that
at
needs
all.
more of an
It's
explanation
crazy.
than just saying, I didn't know. Well, how didn't you know? How did this person get into the company and a company that makes content for children and is around children? So yeah, Jimmy, I think we need an explanation from you or your lawyers and PR people and representatives and spokespersons and on how you could have not known.
See,
that there
that's
was
the thing
an
is that now that
offender.
he said that, if MrBeast responds with like what the spokespersons, all the people he just named off, bro, it's not gonna look good for MrBeast.
High level.
He's put him in a rough spot.
And while you're responding to that, why not just respond to the allegations of rigging contest videos and selling fake signatures, running illegal
he still hasn't
lotteries,
responded about that.
The dangerous conditions on the set
Internal
of Beast games. You should address those too.
Internal.
Just let us know. Okay, that was my interview with former MrBeast employee Jake Weddle. I know he will be coming out with a longer cut of this interview as well as other content. So I just wanted to shout him out. Jake Weddle, top link in the description. I've waited a long time to talk about a lot of this publicly, so thank you for doing what you're doing.
Damn, man. Dude, and this video has almost 8 million fucking views, bro. Yeah, bro. Definitely, big dog. What the? Bro, these comments are wild, bro. Long story short, guys. I mean, this has just been hard to watch, bro. Even though I feel a little burnt out on watching videos for the day, I literally, I'd never watched long-form content like this, sitting down and constantly staying engaged unless I'm, working on something in the background But, bro, when it gets deep and intense like that, bro, I actually focus. That's how you know 100% this shit is crazy. Do you like MrBeast? If all this stuff that is being said about him is true, then no. But I have generally liked MrBeast. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I didn't watch his videos for the longest fucking time. I recently stopped watching, and it wasn't even because I didn't like him or anything. It's just because I just thought it started looking a little too artificial, his content a little bit. And now that it's coming out that most of his content was artificial, or people were coming out with receipts and stuff like that, it's just not looking good, bro. If all of this is true and that what this guy in the interview said is true, 1000% this man needs to be fucking wiped from the internet, bro. I'm sorry, man. I don't give a fuck how much money he makes YouTube. I don't give a fuck how much money he makes anybody. He's getting wiped off the internet. He needs to be gone. Because subjecting people to this shit and giving them PR responses and return to mental trauma, to physical trauma, all kinds of trauma, bro, is fucking crazy. I really hope MrBeast comes out and disproves all of this shit so we can move on with our fucking lives. But so far, all he's done is thrown out cease and desist, hasn't said a single damn thing himself besides saying they're doing an internal investigation about the Ava Chris Tyson thing. So, bro, it's hard to be on MrBeast's side, basically, right now. It really is hard to be on the side. I'm not necessarily saying I'm on the other person's side right now, Dogpack, but what I'm saying is that, the way it's sounding, if it is 100% true, I would be on Dogpack's side. So, anyways, boys, that's going to cut it for the video. That's going to cut it for the stream. I'll be live again tomorrow, guys. If you guys enjoyed all this content I did today, please make sure to stop by my YouTube channel. If you guys are over on Twitch, head to Mishmark YouTube and chat. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be live again tomorrow for our creator cut that I'll be playing. Bug World will be hosting that. If you guys want to go ahead and watch on his channel, you guys can go find him in his socials and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see y'all later.